I've been making work for a long number of years about sport or involving sport. Long before I was making art, I was playing sport. So it's really central to my identity. So it's something I feel deeply that I understand and connect with. It's about collective efficacy and having a kind of group dynamic and seeing how a group of people work together. Okay. Cool. So we'll get in and we'll try and just run through the drill, and then we won't switch the cameras on until you're ready to.
Roddy's a completely different animal to myself. I can't see through his eyes in a way. He sees things in a lot more detail than I do, and he picks up things from a completely different perspective. I can't see the things that he can, and maybe he can't see the same things that I can. So yeah, it's been great working with him, to be fair.
Okay. Let's get balls at the front of this line. Half the line round.
Specifically within sports psychology, I'm interested in group dynamics. Within that, I'm looking at collective efficacy, which is basically team-specific confidence, so it's confidence within a group or a sports team in the sense that I study it. Collective efficacy, research has shown that it influences sports performance heavily. It's been studied more on a kind of single level, so it's looked at individuals and looked at self-efficacy, and basically it's used to identify teams that have high cohesion, teams that kind of have been formed and have achieved success over a long period of time, have all been shown to have high levels of collective efficacy, and therefore studying it now and trying to find ways in which you can manipulate it, which is what I'm particularly interested in, is quite important. Imagery has been shown to, within previous research, to have a strong link with collective efficacy, and therefore we thought that this was something which we were keen to get involved with.
So one of the aspects that I saw early on that I felt was problematic was the way that they were collecting data. I looked at the way that they were generating images, which was very simple, a kind of camera bought out of a high street shop with the notion of setting a PhD student out there and recording imagery, kind of shotgun style, just get it all, and then in post-production sift through it and see if they could find things that were of value to their research. As part of the process of working with anybody and taking photographs of anybody, I recognised that you have to be engaged with the individuals. You can't just surreptitiously stand at the side of the field and hope to get photographs that are meaningful. You really do have to engage with people. That was part of the scientific rigour that, again, was interesting to be invited to participate in. I wanted to go and I wanted to be involved in their language. That was part of the adventure.
Sally-Ann first. Sally-Ann, turn over. Danny, turn over, yep. Call him. Okay, and mark it and get back. Camera A, B, C, wait 1, take 6.
Okay, take it back a bit further.
Back to the half.
Stay up with that, yeah, do that.
I've been collecting data with the basketball team, and then when Roddy came along, he completely kind of changed the way I was looking at things.
It was interesting, I have to say, to hear his take on the imageries that I was bringing into the lab. This has meaning, this doesn't have any meaning for me. It was a different set of criteria, there's no doubt.
I was looking at it from a fixed point behind the basket, whereas he said that we should take it into account from 3 different positions on the court. Therefore, you'll get better footage from different angles, and you can take into account the whole game rather than just one side, either the offense or defense. Very kind of basically, we put a camera in the corner, we let it record. Whereas now I think I'd use kind of 3 or 4 cameras, maybe something involved with a person in the middle, so we get better data collection and better video collection rather than the kind of basic stuff that we used originally. It means that any kind of future stuff that I use observation or imagery for, I should hopefully collect better footage than I have previously. And by collecting this better visual data, I think this will have an effect in evoking greater changes in collective efficacy for the teams that we're working with.
when you do a project like this, you're getting access to information and communities that you perhaps wouldn't seek out yourself. I mean, the richest part of doing a project like this is the access to a new community of thinkers, whether that's thinkers in the scientific realm or whether that's thinkers in the sports field. These are both communities that I was interested in, and I hope that they were interested in me.